I finally finished my clone trooper belt, and I'm one step closer and only one step away from submitting this for 501st approval. I'm going to show you how I made it today on Darth Rage Reviews.
Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
Greetings, Force fans, and welcome to another episode of Darth Rage Reviews, your source for the Force. Guys, I feel like I've been gone for a long time. It's been a while since I've recorded one of these, and I apologize. I missed you. I know I'm throwing lots of shorts out there, but I missed our sit down and talk time. So, business first, guys. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button. Also, we're still in the middle of a giveaway here. Going to give away that Mando helmet that's back there on my mannequin. I've reached my subscriber goal. All we got to do is get the Blues Bro up to 500 subscribers. He's almost there. So as soon as he hits 500, that's two giveaways, 2 Mando helmets, 2 chances. So please take the time right now. I'll wait. Head over to the Blues Bro and hit subscribe. There's a link in this description. So subscribe to him. I'll give you a second. All right. Well, as I said in the opening, I finally finished my clone trooper belt. This is something that I've kind of been putting off. I don't know why. And this kind of happens sometimes when I'm putting together these costumes. I rushed, and I got something that was, basically camera ready. And then I kind of stopped. So basically I got the whole front and everything complete, but I never completed the back of the belt, and I still haven't done the back plate in the armor. And those are the only 2 things I'm waiting on before I can go ahead and take pictures and submit this for 501st approval. So I decided to, go ahead and knock this belt out, and it really wasn't too difficult. All I had to do was add the detonator on the back here and these 2 belt boxes. These 2 are 3D printed belt boxes, and they do it like this because this belt was, I think I cut off about 7 inches. They make this belt so it can fit, really, really large people, and then you can cut it down for, people that are smaller. And then you add these belts to basically hide where you've, cut this piece out. So, wasn't difficult at all. These are 2 3D printed boxes. I just had to finish those. And then this was a piece of PVC pipe and some other resin cast pieces. I had to kind of come up with a way. I didn't see any tutorials online on how to finish these rubber belts. So I came up with my own little method to connect this on. I can't really show you because it's all glued together, but you'll see in the making video how I kind of came up with the system I came up with, and I think it works. So let's pause here and take a look at me putting this whole belt together. All right, so I've got to connect the detonator. It's a piece of PVC pipe, as well as these 2 3D printed. I've got to finish these 2 boxes here. So we'll start with the boxes. It's a standard process. I'm going to sand down this 3D print. Doing this with 100 grit, and then moved up to a 200 grit sandpaper. Sanded both boxes down. It's a whole lot of sanding. You guys know the process. So I want to get rid of all these layer lines. Same process I've used for everything. Sanding, then filler primer. Time to throw on a couple coats of filler primer, sand again with a higher grit. And while that's drying, so I put these 2 holes and put some screws through the belt. Now I need to do some matching holes on the detonator box as well. So I'm just basically using these bolts and some hex screws to connect it and get it all kind of on there. It works really well. Just the little hex screw on there. Right now I'm just testing it to make sure it fits, and I'm going to paint all the pieces before I finally put it on there, because once I put it on there the last time, I'm going to glue the tips on the edge of it, and there's not going to be any way to get in there to it. So this is more just a test fit, show you guys kind of how I'm doing what I'm doing. But yeah, it connects on there, holds it on there really solid. It's a good job. Then I'm going to paint the whole belt with Flex Seal. I should have done this the first time. I didn't. I used regular paint and it was chipping off all over the place because it just doesn't want to stick to this rubber. Flex Seal works wonders. So just a couple coats of this and it's perfect. Doesn't flake at all. Then after filler primer on all the pieces, it was time to paint them all white. I skipped all that process. You guys have seen it. Filler primer, Bondo spot putty. You know the drill. So I painted these all white, and including the little detail piece for the detonator. You can see it in the middle there. It's the little kind of box pieces there. So painted this all white, then I had to tape that off to add a couple blue boxes to the detonator. Really simple. This is all the painting that is required for this piece. It's not a hard one. A little bit of that 501st blue. Then it's some E6000, so I can go ahead and glue the two end pieces on the detonator. These are resin cast pieces, so I just glued them on there, taped them on there. That was one side, and the second side on, same thing. Little E6000, tape it on there. You really want to let E6000 cure for at least 24 hours to go ahead and really set and get dry. And then finally, it's time to put the accent piece on this detonator here. Same thing, it's E6000. Set it in place, and then a little bit of tape to hold it down. Let this sit for a good 24 hours before the final paint process begins. And this is my favorite part every time. So I'm going to do some blaster marks with just some black acrylic paint, as well as go through and kind of hit all of the edges and accents just to give it some definition. This flat white paint is just that. It's flat and it's white. This, dry brushing on here really kind of adds the dimension and the character to the belt. So I do all this, let this layer dry completely before I start the next layer. But yeah, this is simply dry brushing black along the seams, and then throwing some blaster marks on there. But really, really adds some life to this belt, and life to the costume. And then it's the final step. It's that acrylic black wash. It's an acrylic black and brown, and I simply go through, paint it on the whole thing, and then you're wiping it all off with a paper towel. Several coats. You just want to kind of do it until you feel like you've got it covered correctly. There's no right or wrong way to weathering. It's kind of a feel. But yeah, my favorite part by far. So whole lot of weathering with that black acrylic. Get that in there, and then we're done. So that's how it all came together. Wasn't difficult at all, but I love the finished product. I mean, that just looks so cool. I don't think that I think the 3D printed boxes are indistinguishable from the other boxes, and you really can't tell where the seam is, unless you're really looking hard for it, which it's right over here. So that piece is still gluing. I shot this video before I finished this, so I gotta put that back on. E6000 takes a little while to cure. So where am I going from here? What's the next step on this? Oh, first off, another thing that I did was I went ahead and painted all of my rubber straps with the Flex Seal to keep them from chipping. I mean, the paint was chipping off on all these because you can't really, this rubber, nothing sticks to it except Flex Steel. So I repainted all the straps on the main chest piece as well, both knees and both elbows. So those are all good to go, ready to go. Looking good, and they won't chip anymore, which is wonderful. So where do we go from here? What do I have left? Really, it's just the back plate. I took the time, while the armor was kind of out of commission, to get rid of all the stuff that I had taped. These straps were adjusted to the length, and then I just kind of taped them up. So I went ahead and got rid of all the tape and got this all glued together, so it's a nice piece there. Had a couple pieces of the Velcro that were coming off, so I went ahead and re-glued all of those, got those all tight and right. But the only thing I have left is this backplate. So I've got a 3D printed backplate that has been ready for me, waiting about 30 minutes away from me. I'm just kind of lazy. Going to pick that up on Friday, and I will put that in this weekend and hopefully go ahead and get these pictures taken and getting this submitted for 501st approval. So super psyched that this long journey is coming to an end, and ready and excited to kind of put together and put on the 100% completed full clone trooper. So look for a couple other videos coming up soon, just detailing the back plate and the whole submission process. I'll walk you guys through what you got to do to submit this stuff. So look for those coming soon. Again, if you haven't, guys, head over to the Blues Bro, hit subscribe, because we really want to give these helmets away. I mean, that's somebody out there deserves it. We just need like 20 of you to go over to the Blues Bro and subscribe. So hit that subscribe button in the link that's in the description of this video. Head over there, subscribe to him. That's all I got for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I missed talking to you. I promise I'll drop some of these videos more often. Fingers crossed I'll be able to get back to like a weekly, bi-weekly schedule on these. All right? As always, I'm Darth Rage. This is Darth Rage Reviews, your source for the Force.
The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.